Oh. Hey, I was about to say, thought we were gonna do my episode next, but are we gonna do the Conjuring?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the Conjuring. I can't record in the office right now, so I'm in a classroom because they're doing construction in FSU.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so we may either have to do it tomorrow or do it later tonight. We'll see how we get through these.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. I promise I wasn't just steamrolling you. I had a plan. I forgot to tell you the plan, but I had a plan.
Oh, dude, man, it's fine. I just know with popcorn buckets right now, we're trying to get that going.
Oh yeah.
Or this podcast, we're trying to get it going. Our other podcasts are kind of just, they're like, right now, popcorn bucket's a little infant, and our podcasts are just like, they're on their own.
Fun fact: 50% of our audience is non-binary, though, and that made me like really surprised and geek out a little bit. I was like, we're popular with the LGBTQ community. I didn't think this would be the podcast we did it on, but we are.
Hey man, we're trying. It's great quality content.
I mean, movies are my guilty pleasure. So I mean, there is that.
Oh, I can't wait for them to listen to the Captain Marvel one where we just geek out over comics.
Dude, we have a 15-minute segment about not even talking about, just talking about comic books we've been reading.
That's like, does Captain Marvel drop after this or before this one?
Oh, this goes up before.
Okay, I was about to say, because I know we talked about my collection. I was about to do like collection update.
I know, like we're trying to film these in advance. These are the October episodes, so these are gonna be like scary movies. Since we're trying to get backed up episodes for the month Devin's really busy, and then we can just leisurely like record an episode here or there and build up episodes as we go along. But we're almost done with. I think we got like. Rob, here's my glitch. Let me see how many we have left that we need to record. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, I gotta cross that out because we just recorded that technically. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 we gotta film, including this one, for the months you're busy, and then we got another feature that we'll be recording fairly soon, which will drop that down a lot because we're almost done with the months that you're heavy with football.
Lord, yeah, bro, it's starting to get heavy now. To be honest with you,
I know. That's why I'm trying to get so much out of the way to start with.
Excuse me.
Okay, Rick and Morty.
Dude, I have not watched any. Have you watched any of season 4?
You mean 5?
Yes, 5. I don't. Wait, there's a season 4? Yeah, there's a season 4.
We watched it together.
I know. I haven't, bro. They take forever to come out,
but they're good quality. But yes, I have been watching it. I am a little behind. But we really need to get on to the movie we're watching.
Oh, yeah, Lord. Here we go. Yeah, we need to get on track of this movie because this movie is...
So, would you like to tell them about the comedy we watched?
Oh, we watched the comedy Major Leagues.
No. We're doing the Conjuring.
Oh, the comedy. You said
I know what I said, and I meant it. This is maybe a horror movie, but it's a comedy in my book.
It's a snooze fest in my book.
I will die on this hill. It was a comedy, in my opinion.
Okay, hold up. Let's go down this road. How'd you think this was a comedy?
You didn't? Dude, the jump scares were so hilarious.
You found them hilarious? I was just like,
Dude, this movie, main characters are Disney villains. You've got the stepmother from Cinderella. you've got Hans from Frozen, and you've got every elementary school's gym teacher, and then they threw in a token Asian kid good with technology just for good measure. That's your main supporting cast, Devin, that are just like, yeah, we're the Ghostbusters. I mean, the Exorcist. Ba-na-na-na-na-na, you know, going on.
Bro, when you think of it that,
dude, not even the scariest scene scared me. I was laughing, and somebody pulled up to the gate when I was watching it, and they're like, "Oh, what you watching?" I'm like, "The Conjuring," and they're like, "You were laughing," and I was like, "Yes, because it's a comedy."
I mean, I can't say nothing now because like, obviously Conjuring's like one of those old enough movies where it was always being played on television, so it's not scary anymore.
Dude, when I first watched it, I was watching in the dorm with two friends, and they're both terrified. One of them actually wet their pants. And I'm just sitting here like a psychopath, just laughing hysterically at the jump scares. And they're like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I've had a horrible childhood. I'm desensitized." And then the more the jump scares occurred and the more the ominous things set up, I was like, this is so hilarious. And I just kept laughing and laughing. So this is why I'm going to die on the hill of, this is a comedy and you can't change my mind.
Can't change your mind.
No, but you're going to like this episode. This is going to be a little longer because I brought some science.
Oh, you brought science into this one?
It's either this one or The Conjuring 2.
Lord, The Conjuring 2. I have good things to say about Lord, The Conjuring, I was but anyways, I mean, yeah, I mean, when you put it that way, the movie was kind of like that, but also they paid refuge to the Annabelle doll, which is like a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I give them homage for that.
What'd you think of Patrick Wilson's character? He made me uncomfortable. I think he was the scariest part of this movie. I do not trust the vibes this man was giving off, and I do not trust those sideburns as a person who also has sideburns.
Of the dad?
No, the
husband.
Hans.
Yeah, the husband, right?
No, Hans from Frozen.
I'm so lost.
The main exorcist guy.
Yeah, okay.
You can't use your psychic powers because you could get hurt. It's okay if I die. It was written like Twilight.
It really was.
So I did have a lot of questions. So the spirit possesses people, not objects, okay?
Yep.
Which so they just possess people, not objects. What's with the cursed basement? Who's possessed in that situation? Like, also, why even possess an object then? So the vessel trap, what is the point of the vessel trap? Because if they can't possess objects, why are they going into the objects? Is it just like, oh, you touched it, you're bound to it? Is it like one of those situations?
You know, in the movie, it did sound like that, to be honest with you.
Like the conduits, I get the whole, like, in the Bible, the body is like a vessel for the soul. I get that. So I get how somebody could be possessed. But like the whole conduit thing, oh, you can't touch that little monkey or you get trapped inside. It just confused me. Like, what was with the affinity in toys and, oh, demons, oh, there's a creepy toy, I gotta touch it.
Don't touch the creepy toy.
It's like the joke of, oh, look at the dangerous animal, I'm gonna poke it with a stick.
R.I.P. to the crocodile hunter.
We're not here to make fun. But another note I had, why don't people listen to animals? If your animal's telling you not to do something, something's up. Always trust your dog. I should do this more. a lot of the times when I'm in the house by myself, my dog will start acting weird and just refuse to go into my room. And then later in that night, I will start having nightmares about a demon creature watching me with a deer skull for a head. That's a completely different story. And I'm getting off topic. But I should probably start listening to my dog on that.
Bro, that's always a trope in horror movie.
The dead dog?
Dead dog? The dog died? I thought it just ran off.
No, the dog died.
Oh, shit. Yeah, maybe you should listen to the damn dog.
Yeah. Because apparently cats and dogs are supposed to like be able to sense that stuff. You know?
Oh, shit. Nah. Yo, I will say this. They should have called them sooner, bruh. They're experiencing all this shit. And this is one thing I hated about the movie, was they just dragged it on and on and on. And then they're like, oh, we gotta call the Ghostbusters.
You mean Exorcist, because copyright.
Oh, sorry. The Exorcist.
But speaking of drag, can I talk to you about hair?
Sure.
So that scene where she's getting dragged across the living room by her hair, might I add you, and she's dragging 3 people with her. This is a child they're dragging, about the age of like middle school or high school, prepubescent, and 2 grown-ass adults being dragged across the living room floor by this one girl's ponytail till somebody cuts it off. Yes, hair has pretty good tensile strength, but her scalp or her hair would have given way before enough pounds could be dragged across that living room floor in the air, might I add you, by her hair. Logically, that made no sense.
You know what? She has really good conditioner.
Actually, conditioner actually can cause hair loss with prolonged use.
She has really good hair follicles, really attached to her head.
That's your best argument, and I'm going to let you stick to it.
Yep.
Also, another thing I found very annoying about this family, why does this family own so many matches? It seems like a fire hazard. Like, they have matches lying around in the basement they've never been in. They have matches upstairs. And instead of using, I don't know, a flashlight, they just whip out a singular match and just like, well, I guess I gotta go old prospect time for this match now and trudge through this dark room. Hopefully nobody blows us out. Oh no, a good. They got that going on. And meanwhile, they can't afford a flashlight.
They really couldn't, bro. They're just like, I'm gonna go down this dark hallway.
If the ghosts can get them, the fire will.
If the ghost don't get them, the fire will. Surprise, bitch.
Also, a continuity thing I had an issue with. The girl, when she was playing on that big like hanging tree, that big old trope.
Yeah.
It was riddled with climbing poison ivy, or also known as hairy vines, and that girl is going to have poison ivy. She's gonna have a really bad time with that, unless she's immune. But still,
I'm gonna say she's immune.
I mean, that's the only way. When I watched it the first time, I was very upset about this, and me being the only science major and ecology major, surrounded by music majors and theater majors, no one had a good answer for me, and they told me to shut up and enjoy the movie.
Also, that was, to me, was probably the most spookiest scene out of the whole movie. No,
the poison ivy, yeah.
No, the woman just hanging by the tree, just dead.
It happens.
It just happens?
Yep.
That's all you're gonna say? It just happens.
So, I did some. Okay, how much of this do we want to get into?
Might as well go down the rabbit hole.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can wait till the next segment to like, boom, science, bitch.
Let's take a quick break and we can go on. We can start with the boom science bitch in the next segment.
Well, let me trudge through my notes.
All right.
The priest lied in the church because he didn't want to help. So much for the Good Samaritan, you know. He claimed that they had to be a member of the church to like have an exorcist. That's bullshit. I've never had an exorcist nor have seen one, but I'm fairly certain if you go up to a priest and say, hey, there's a demon, give them confirmable proof, you know, like they did, they'd be like, oh yeah, let me go get some holy water and we'll take care of that. Like, is Tuesday good for you? You know?
That's another thing, bro. Their lives are in danger. They're like, shh, I can pencil you in on Wednesday after bingo night.
Dude, it was just... Yeah, I get that you have demons trying to murder you and your very young children, but
I gotta play bingo.
But it's not really working with my schedule. So if you could schedule dying after my next appointment, that would be great, most preferable. But other than that, I mean, I guess it's your problem. It was one of those, and it was very annoying. Let's see. The movie does a moderate job at dropping information subtly. Most of the points fit, but the ones that don't get clunky and there's a lot that make the plot clunky and just weird. It's just like, oh yes, she died 47 years ago. Like some bullshit malarkey like that.
I know, all them dang spirits, multiple timelines. I'm like, what kind of house is this?
And then the exorcism scene in the basement at the very end with with the floating chair makes me laugh every time. I watched that scene about 3 times, and clearly there's something broken inside me, because every time I was laughing hysterically in the guard shack when watching it. It was like, okay, I need to focus. I can't just laugh. I just start laughing.
Yeah, no, that's you found that scene funny?
I really did.
I found it dumb. Booga 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 booga. Chair rising up.
That does, like, so Major League made you laugh, but this didn't.
Exactly.
All right, Devin.
I can't say nothing because, again, this is one of the movies where it got so old it became a TV movie. So it's on like every weekend out during like October. So I'm just like,
dude, it came out in 2013 though.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Thought it was older than that.
No.
Well, now it's a TV movie, and now I'm just like,
no, I get what you're talking about. Okay.
I think I almost went and saw the third one.
Yep, we're gonna go to commercial, okay?
All right.
And then I'm gonna science this bitch up.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Did you get lost on the road to life?
I did. I'm always lost in this road of life.
So, you ready for science guy to make a triumphant return?
Sure. Why not? We're already here.
All right. That, like, you wanted to learn, but you're gonna learn nonetheless.
Huh. Oh no.
Talk about sleepwalking.
All right.
So, I was like, you know what? Let me do some research on this whole shebang. It is apparently hereditary condition. It's very common with more than 3 million people suffering from it. Typically, children have it, and out in adulthood, I've yet to outgrow it, Devin.
I don't know what to tell you about that, bud.
Did you ever take any of the cheeses I've offered you?
No.
Okay. You can talk about that in a minute once I get done with my next 2 points.
That's fine. I got no problem telling the nice people the Cheez-It stories.
Okay. Typically, children have it outgrow it in adulthood. It can be caused by stress, sleep deprivation, certain medications, breathing disorders, neurological disorders, fever, or migraines. Sleepwalking is often associated with OCD, major depression, anxiety disorder, which I have several of, and alcohol use disorder. Typically, it happens 1 to 2 hours after falling asleep. It can last from 30 minutes to 30 seconds. It would not be uncommon for children to start sleepwalking after moving, or I don't know, after they find their dog dead.
Like one does.
Yep. I'm going to transition to talking about night terrors. And then I'll let you start telling the lovely people about Sleepwalking Kyle's adventures.
All right.
Night terrors are episodes of screaming, intense fear, and flailing while one is asleep, and is often paired with sleepwalking. This occurs normally in childhood and typically will be outgrown by adulthood. They sometimes occur after stressful events like parents' divorce, moving, or finding your dead dog. It's almost like we have a pattern.
I think we do have a pattern.
Yep.
Because all those happened in the movie.
I know, right?
Isn't that so ironic? And they wonder why the girl's walking around.
Yep. Would you like to tell some of Sleepwalking Kyle's famous tales?
Lord, I'm going to tell them the first time this happened. Because
Okay.
it's the best time. 2 a.m. We're living in Hazel. Half asleep. And I just hear shaking of the box. Hey, Devin, you want to Cheez-It? I wake up. There's this Kyle, hands extended out, offering me a Cheez-It. You want a Cheez-It? And Kyle, it's 2:10 in the morning. No, I do not want a Cheez-It. Thank you. Okay. Shakes the box, walks over to his bed. The next thing I hear, and just munching sounds, and he's just eating food.
Like Cookie Monster.
Like Cookie Monster. And he wakes up the next morning, he's like, why is there orange drool on my pillow? This man ate the Cheez-Its. When did I stop moving? And you know, when you eat dyed food, you know, your saliva will take some dye.
Mm-hmm.
And you just drooled it onto your pillow.
Dude, I had to throw away that pillow at the end of the year. Because of how much Cheez-It stains were on that pillow. It was bad. So I have sleepwalked since I was a child. According to my mother, I would just walk into the kitchen, get some food, and Sleepwalking Kyle, when he would get finished with the food, he would just leave the box of food in the middle of the living room, in the middle of the kitchen, like in the floor. So my parents knew that it was time to buy more. That was Sleepwalking Kyle's method of communicating. And anytime he ran into anybody, he would offer them food. And it got to the point so bad at one point where I just kept waking up with food. My parents would wake me up and I would just have food in my hands and I would just continue eating it because I wasn't fully awake yet. And then I just come to a tortilla.
Why am I holding a tortilla?
It's happened a lot. And then when I was living with Isaiah, apparently I offered to make him food once. I don't know if I did or didn't. Sleepwalking Kyle is this magical person that people tell me about I was at parties, but I don't remember it. It's just oh, I did that. But apparently Sleepwalking Kyle is famous for offering food and trying to help people, which is endearing. But he has caused me financial issues because my family sometimes will steal money from me when I'm asleep because they know I'm more nice when I'm asleep because I want to help people, and that's like my default. So they ask for money when I'm asleep, and then I get into financial problems because of that. And they try to steal money from me. And then when Miss Carla was still working here, she apparently called me into work, and I did not know it. She's like, "Hey, could you work this time?" My boss. And apparently I answered Walt's sleepwalking Kyle. Answered the phone. Said, "Yeah, I'll come in." And then I thought it was just some weird dream, like some weird hazy dream. And I was like, okay, I'm going to check this just to be sure, because that was a weird, very detailed dream. And I was like, sure enough, I got a call, so I came into work. And she goes, "You seemed very tired the other day on the phone." I was like, "What do you mean?" "I sleepwalk, and I answer the phone."
And she probably hit you with the, "Oh, okay." And just
When she heard it. But apparently, I a lot of, and I think I made him food once. Because he's like, okay, this is like 6 o'clock. He just woke up from a nap. Let's just sleepwalking black tape. I think he had me.
Oh, he would go to sleep in the evening, wouldn't he?
Huh?
He would used to nap in the evening, wouldn't he?
No. I ended up napping because I was super tired from basketball. And I one time, and he I'm going to see how far you take this. And I don't know if he thought I was faking or if he was just very curious about Sleepwalking Kyle. But Sleepwalking Kyle, I think, made him pizza rolls because Sleepwalking Kyle was worried he wasn't eating enough, as Sleepwalking Kyle does. And he did it while eating Cheez-Its. And then I woke up with a spatula in my hand. He goes, "You really don't remember, do you?" Yeah.
My God. That sounds like a horror show.
According to Isaiah, Sleepwalking Kyle does make good food.
I have so many questions about how you can cook and sleepwalk.
I'm trying to think. What are the Cheez-Its that are Sleepwalking Kyle's favorite? I'm talking like he's a different person, because he basically is. I have very little memory of when these do happen. It's just like these weird like glimpses of like me walking somewhere or a conversation or something like that. And I just wake up with food in my bed and I was like, okay, I guess I did this again. Let's see.
It'd be like that.
Hold up. Okay, so his Sleepwalking Kyle's favorite Cheez-Its or white cheddar Cheez-It Grooves.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
I've tested this by putting 2 Cheez-Its boxes to see which one I like more. And Sleepwalking Kyle eats more of the white cheddar.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know, right?
All of this was based off of the movie.
Your timeline's a bit skewed, my boyo. Sleepwalking Kyle is not this movie.
It's linked together.
I know you're sitting somewhere like you're gonna be sitting like that scene from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the lines on the board, and he's like, "It's all connected. I know it."
Bro, are you kidding me? What was I doing? There was one moment where I was trying to. So I've been reading these old comic books.
Yeah.
And bro, with Identity Crisis. Oh wait, did we mention the comic books? Yeah, we mentioned the comic books already. Poop. Anyway, with Identity Crisis, I've been trying to figure that out. Who's the murderer?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been.
The one?
No, this is the one that killed. There's a serial killer. So Identity Crisis is the one where Ralph Diffie's wife gets murdered, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's right. I remember you telling me now. I'm
yeah,
caught up.
it's pretty graphic. I'll have to let you read them once I finish them.
All right, Devin. I've got 2 more points. One of them is very long. One of them is just a fun fact about what Kyle used to think ghosts were.
I want to hear what you thought ghosts were first.
When I was a kid, I assumed ghosts were like, weren't actually like beings themselves, but they were like apparitions that occurred through 2 weak points in 2 different points in time, and it caused this abnormal overlap and vibrations in this certain zone that caused the illusion of a ghost to make it seem like somebody from the past is appearing in the future, or some past or from the future is appearing in the past. You know, like a weird ghostly figure.
Huh.
Like I assumed it was clearly a quantum physics problem where residual frequencies were lining up at the same point in different times, causing an overlap between 2 points in time, causing the apparition.
That's deep, man.
Yeah, that's what 10-year-old Kyle thought ghosts were.
That's really, really deep. I always thought they were like in the movie Ghostbusters, and I was getting ready to call Ghostbusters.
Fascinating how your mind works. All right, Devin, you ready for the big science mumbo jumbo?
Sure.
All right, you got your learning cap on?
I've always had my learning cap on.
Is it on?
No, not all the way. It's a little tight.
I mean, it's a new learning cap, my dude.
Yeah, I need to get a new one. I've had this one since I was in first grade.
All right. There is a phenomenon that causes humans to feel intense fear, anxiety, and to hallucinate. This can cause water to also move forward and levitate objects. Okay.
Okay.
It comes from infrasonic vibrations. So infrasonic vibrations come at under 20 hertz. Or sorry, over 20 hertz. Human hearing is typically 20 to 20,000 hertz. Ultrasonic, below 20,000 hertz. And infrasonic vibrations can cause individuals to see quote-unquote ghosts, become nauseous, or cause a chill down one's spine. Animals actually use infrasound to sense when natural disasters are happening or when danger is nearby, or communicate across miles of distance. Predators like lions and tigers sometimes use infrasound to paralyze prey. Filmmaker Gaspar Noé admitted that intentionally using sound registering 27 hertz, just above 20 hertz limit of infrasound, in 2002 film Irresistible. Many modern horror movies use similar sound waves to increase the fear of the viewer. Humans can't really hear it, but they do sense the vibrations from the frequency.
Go on.
Oh, that's all I had.
That's really neat. I never thought of it like that.
I thought that was a good way to explain why somebody may see a ghost, or how somebody could feel like somebody's watching them because of vibrations.
Uh-huh.
And so anything you would like to add? Because that's all my notes.
I mean, I thought it was, the monster effect or ghost effects in the movie was cool. Like the lady hanging on the tree was cool. The little shadow spirit, in the beginning of the movie when they get there.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's a shadow spirit. And they show it does the outline of the girl's body and it just starts moving around. I thought that was cool. There's one more. I can't remember where her spirit was. Other than that, I thought the spirit effects were overall cool. I mean, not too crazy. My problem with the movie is, and I'm biased, I've just seen it too many times, so I'm like, let's see. It's long and it drags out, but it's neat.
Okay, so are you gonna? Wait, we're getting into the part where we start rating. Taking that in consideration, what would you rate it?
A 5.
Okay.
That's like my main issue is it's too long, so I checked out halfway through. The suspense to me weren't boring. You know they were boring. The whole like bump 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 but it's just like
Yep.
But the spirit effect and all that were cool.
See, I enjoyed the science element of it. Well, to be fair, I put in most of the science element, but I just felt it was like really stupid and was more like a comedy, obviously. So I gave it 4 popcorn buckets out of 10.
You gave it 4?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like just because I enjoyed it, I do realize that a lot of it was very like cut and dry to the point where it was very hard to like consume. A lot of it was just very dry and stale. Like, oh, we've got to trudge through all this lore.
Lord, yes, it was just ugh.
Like it could have been delivered a lot better. I'm very aware of that. It's a mediocre movie. It's not one that you're, oh yeah, let's go sit around the campfire and watch The Conjuring because it's such a great movie. No, it's one of those like, oh yeah, I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It's middle of the road, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Devin. So would you like to tell the lovely listeners what's going down next Sunday?
The Conjuring 2.
Please pray for us.
Lord, please do.
What do you want the last words of this lovely episode to be?
Last words. Let's see.
Oh, I thought that was it for a minute there.
No, I'm trying to think of something clever. Booga 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 booga.